Alright, so today I'm going to be drawing a Farmall 806. Pretty excited for this one. So I already got started on it, and we're we're going to be finishing it up. I'm not really great at drawing people, and there's a guy on the top of this one, so we're going to be drawing that, and that's what I got started so far. So the reason I started with the people drawing already, like I said, I'm not the best at drawing people, and it takes me a while to actually get anything that resembles a person. And I spent probably half hour the other night just on this guy, just making it look good. And I'll be honest with you, I'm just not comfortable yet drawing people live. Maybe someday, but not today. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. I've got a piece of just tracing paper here over top of what I've got going. And I'm live on YouTube. Stop over to YouTube if you want a better view. If you're on TikTok, live between these two platforms. And here we go. So starting out here on the slow moving vehicle sign in the back. I debated on whether I keep this or not, and I eventually said, you know what, it's part of the tractor. So a little background to this picture that I'm working on. From what I've been told, this tractor was bought new, I believe it was, when the guy driving it was 25 years old, about, give or take, and he's had it ever since. It's a good looking 806, real good looking 806, so I'm happy to draw it. I like these drawings where there's a little bit of a story behind it, you know, where this has a special meaning. I get a lot of people that come in and they're like, hey, can you draw this tractor? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. And then you start looking around and you're like, well, this isn't even your tractor. Why do you have me drawing a tractor that's not even yours? I'm not really into that. Sometimes I'll get requests and I'll do like a reverse Google image search to make sure it's not like, especially, you know, like ones that are just too clean, you know, like tractor working in the field with like perfect lighting and all that. You start finding out a lot of those are just pulled out of manuals and brochures from the tractor companies. And if I was to draw off of that, I would risk getting sued for copyright infringement. I'm not really down for that. So I like it when people send me stuff that actually means something to them instead of just, this is a cool tractor. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. Appreciate all of my fans who have sent me things to draw. If you're interested in getting me to consider drawing your stuff, the best way to do that is follow me over there on Instagram. Shoot me a DM. Hey, what's up, King Noob? How you doing? All right, let's see who we can get over there to YouTube. Who's willing to come over to YouTube and give me a subscribe and support me over there. Let's get that chat going. That's where the party's going to be today. Right? YouTube. Don't tell TikTok I'm sending people away from them. They might not like that. But to be fair, if TikTok was a better platform for an artist, I would use TikTok exclusively, but it's really not. So. All right. Rear fender's got a bright white reflection on top of it. I'm going to just color this light in, and then I'll do some detail work on it, but saturating that pretty heavy with the light. I see a few little specks of detail in there that I'm going to try to fill. See me looking up there, I just want to make sure my hat's not getting in the way of my stream. I've watched back some of my other streams that I've done in the past, and I don't even realize that my hat will, you know, show up like in the view like that, and that's not good. So that's what happens when you go live without much experience. So I subscribed on your YouTube channel. Awesome, Caleb. Thank you very much for that. So folks on TikTok, what you're seeing right now, that's just a screen grab. I've got my phone pointed towards my camera or my monitor from my recording studio here. TikTok won't let me do like multiple camera views. The best way I can get that is to just point at a monitor, so that's what we're doing here. All right. All right, before I go too far into shading the dark stuff here, I want to catch these bars of the tread. The top. One thing that if you want me to look at your tractor and consider it for drawing, one way to get my attention. Here's a few ways. All right. First, have your tractor picture be just incredibly good. Good lighting. If you take the picture right around noon, light's coming straight down on it. If you don't take it at noon, have it so that the shadows are hitting in some unique way, right? So that it's very distinguishable. The worst thing you can have is a 400-foot long shadow that you want me to draw. It just doesn't look good. And my mind's not that great to be able to figure out where the light would be if it was different. So I'm going to be drawing pretty much what you send me. But if you want some attention, a good way to do it, have some sharp bars on your tires, new tires, and drive through gravel. The driving through gravel puts a white, really bright line on the top of the tread, makes it really easy for me to draw. So now you know the secret of how to get me to draw your stuff. Screwed that one up there. As it's funny is as I'm saying, oh, it makes me be able to find out where the bar is. I drew a bar in the wrong spot, so got cocky. That's all it was. Got cocky. Yeah. Fill in the front of these bars where it's a little bit darker. It's all going to be dark right here. If you're just joining over on TikTok, I see a few new people coming in. How you doing? Welcome. If you are interested, I've got my live stream going right now on YouTube. Better view than what you're getting from TikTok, that's for sure. So stop over and see me. Get this chat going over on the YouTube side, because it's still a little slow this morning. Normally, it's a little earlier than I normally go live. But I was up early. My wife and daughter went off to a dance competition today for my daughter. I stayed home because my boys got some stuff they got to do a little later, so doing that. So we'll see how this format works of drawing early on YouTube, TikTok. Thanks for the likes to those guys who have been hitting that screen there on TikTok. Appreciate it. Some of you know I've built a new art studio here, recording studio combo over the last month or so. Really happy with the way it turns out. It makes my workflow a little easier, gives me more inspiration to actually draw. It's been really nice to work here with this. That's what you're seeing here. Still working on the decor a little bit, you know. Got guitars hanging behind me. I like that, but I need to figure out something a little more eventually. Hey, what's up there, IH Man 656? How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. I like it when people come into the chat and say, hey, makes me feel like I'm not talking to myself sometimes. Though I know for the most part I am. I think this will work out. Okay, before I shade the tire in, I'm going to hit the rim, at least what touches the tire here. We'll have to come back to this because I'm sure I'll darken it a little much. Thin line right here is one of the toughest parts of a tractor for me to draw, you know, where the rim's just barely touching. Hey, what's up, that one farting kid? Can't wait to see the finish of this one. Yeah, it's I think we're about an hour and 10 minutes away from finishing it. I'm excited for this one too. These old, you know, I like to think of them as like the transitional Farmalls, you know, or transitional tractors. It's a modern classic, but with a older feel to it. I love the way these things turn out in drawings. They're great tractors. They really are. You know, you know, not brand specific. The 4020s, the D21, Allis, the Oliver 1800s. All of this like style. You know, even a little bit newer, the 66 series, 86 series internationals. They're all just wonderful to draw. They turn out so good. And I'm excited. This one specifically with all this, extra, shading in here with the guy driving through gravel made it just amazing to draw. So explain a little of the workflow here I have for this live stream. If you see me looking up this way, I'm looking at the doing good, thanks. I just caught that IH Man, thanks. I'm looking at the YouTube chat window. I try to respond to everybody as best I can through the chat window, though admittedly it's very tough to do sometimes. I'm focused on this and a bunch of messages come in. I try. And if you see me looking over here, well, that's the TikTok chat window. Like I said, I'm live on 2 different platforms right now. Also, if you're hearing me reply to comments that you don't see, it's probably from the other platform. Working on the sidewall here. My pencil quick here. kind of got lost. That's all. Pretty dark area right there. I just wanted to fill in quick before I lose it. It's easier to fill it in as I go than it is to come back to it. Then you lose where you're at. Same there. Shade those bars out down there a little bit differently. Alright, I'm going to come back in with my white pencil, hit the top of the bars again, and brighten them up, give them a little bit more contrast. Okay. All right. It's looking pretty good. Put a little more emphasis on some of this stuff here. Let's see what we got. Here a little bit like that. Or in here like that. I'm just trying to brighten this up just a little bit. Hey, whether you're on YouTube or on TikTok watching this, if you're enjoying what you see, do me a favor and tell somebody about it. Maybe somebody else wants to see me. Maybe not, but trying to get word out here. Trying to grow the channels as it is, and I appreciate my fans being part of that, helping me out, growing them. If you don't like what you see, well, send it to one of your enemies. Tell them they got to watch it. How about that? I spent a little more time on this tire than I normally would, but there's a lot in here that I want to make sure it comes out. It's just a really good tire, and I want to make sure I'm doing it justice. So that's what we got. There it is. All right, we can move on now to something else from the tire. Just moving across the page, going from left to right. Move our thing. Let's see, how far do I want to go? I'm going to do the exhaust pipe next. Muffler, big old muffler. Just laying a layer of white down here so that we can see some depth. We're going to cover this up though. You won't even see it when it's done. Back of the flapper, got a little bit of light to it. What's up, CJ the country boy? How you doing? See if I can sharpen this pencil here without breaking it. Too bad. It's a bad habit of breaking these pencil points. They're so soft. If you try to do too much, you lose it. So I want a little bit sharper, so I'll use some sandpaper here to sharpen the point up a little more than what the sharpener will get it. Good stuff. All right. All right, I guess up here, the flapper's up a little bit there. Let's see, seeing a little bit at the top of this. There's like a seam right here where they spot weld these together. See if I can capture that somehow. Appreciate you taking your Saturday morning out here with me. I'm going to have a few drawings probably up for sale soon on, I'm not sure what platform I'll use. I'll probably use eBay for the first couple. Let them be auctioned off. Just trying to downsize my personal collection here. You know, sometimes people, after I draw stuff, they'll want it themselves, and sometimes they don't. I'll send a digital scan of it to them, and they're good with that. So I end up with a lot of drawings that don't really have any sentimental value to me, and you know, I don't really want to hang them on my wall. They're cool looking, I like them, but I've got my own stuff that I want on my wall. And, so I end up with a lot of drawings that just end up in a portfolio. I'm thinking, well, maybe I could sell some of them, make back some of the money from the money I've spent to make all this happen. Because you know, the studio's not very cheap. So. Thicker than it needs to be. To draw this in, let's see where that's at. It's about right there. Another one down here, but that's actually against some stuff, so we'll draw her in white. You just see the reflection. Top. That. All right, he's got some big overhauls here. It looks like. Got a patch on the front of it. I think that'll show a little bit. The rest of this. Looks kind of like that. A little extra right there. Lighten it up just a little bit because I'm seeing it doesn't blend well between the steering wheel, and I'm going to darken that steering wheel up. Yeah, that'll be fine. Now, I got a leg here to draw. I'm less concerned with the leg than I was the rest of this fellow. Legs are pretty easy to draw, especially since it kind of blends into some darkness here. Do like that. And there's a lot here that's pretty dark. See if I can get it all at once. This blends up. Very box. We go too much further yet because I'm getting into engine compartment stuff, and I like to do that all at once. these independent brakes here, you barely see them. They're there, barely see them. So we'll just hide them behind and go from there. Battery. Cover that up so it's gray. What else am I missing? I've got the rim down here that's popping out. That I want to keep silver, white, whatever color. How you liking doing some people now? It's terrifying, actually. I hate doing people. This one though, I had to draw this guy. He's he's kind of a part of the tractor. The guy who sent it to me said that this guy bought this tractor when he was 25 years old. I don't really want to judge or guess, but he's, at this point he's at least much older. So he's been on the seat of this tractor for this entire tractor's life, and I don't think it would be doing the tractor justice to draw it without his operator. Bright stripe there. But I spent a half hour drawing this guy last night. So far before I started today on this stream, I'd say I've got, a half hour on the guy and about an hour on the outline. So I was an hour and a half in before we started here. I've now been drawing for a half hour, about 2 hours into this drawing. Which normally by now I'm much further along, but people slowed me down, that's for sure. I've never really been amazing at drawing living things. I do great with tractors. And I think there's something to that in reality, the reason I can't draw people, and a lot of people struggle with that, is when you look at a person, you recognize the face. When you look at a tractor, you recognize the shape. I'm good at shapes. The face has so many little intricate details that our mind is trained over eons and generations and programmed to see the face and the little details. Tractors just don't have that. So. Alright, here's where we see how well I did with all of this area in here. It's a pretty cool story. It is a cool story, and that's why I said I had to keep the guy in here. I really did, because my dad, he had a 52 Farmall Super M. He was born in 1952, and he always related to that tractor kind of like a brother, for lack of better terms. They're the same age, and Dad passed away a year ago, and the tractor's still running. Outlived him a little bit, but these slightly newer tractors, you find guys who have been running them their entire life, and the tractor's entire life. So I can only imagine how many acres and miles these two have done together. It's pretty cool. I normally don't ask too many questions about what it is, and people volunteer this information. I love hearing it. All right, that section's done. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, what's next? I guess we'll do this hood scoop cluster right here. I think that's next. There's something interesting with this tractor that I noticed when I was sketching it out. Right in here, normally the top of these hoods are white because the sun's coming straight down on it. That's just how it hits. There's a little bit of a lip right here, and it goes all the way from the front to the back, and it's going to be a little darker, so it's a little different to draw that. I'll move this paper just a little bit so I can hit the entire hood at once. Being very careful not to put my hand over top of what I've drawn already. Okay, so let's get a really sharp black pencil so I can get this fine line here best I can. Need to find a better sharpener than what I have. I'm not happy with that sharpener. I'll use some sandpaper though and get her good and sharp. Yeah, that'll work. All right. Another one of those times where the angle I'm drawing at is not ideal. Normally I would turn my paper to do this. Now I'm turning my body to meet this. Let's see if I can find this line here. It's right there. Comes all the way up. It's got a slight white line above it, which I've gotten most of the way. I'm just going to fill back in. Alright. So that. Get my hands tangled up here between each other. See, this will need to be gray. In here, I'll do a couple layers of black and white until I get the right color. Right tone, should I say. Here, here, yep, curve up like that. This is all going to be stuff that I'm going to have to blend out and have to redraw, I'm sure, but if I can get it in here at least, then I'll know where it needs to be. A little bit of a shadow coming off the muffler. Check my chats, we're good. I love drawing louvers. I think they turn out really well. Very easily. This curves out here at the bottom of the hood, maybe. Not really sure what I'm looking at, but so what I'm seeing is a little bit different shade there. And here, a little bit darker. Box almost, right here. That's what I'm seeing. Wonder if it's that. Light. Go around light here to define it. Alright, I'm going to take my blending stump here. I'm just going to sharpen in some of these lines. Okay.
This side of the hood a little darker than what it shows up in the drawing, and I might have to lighten it up later depending how it ends up, but I just want that extra contrast in there somehow. So I go over the top here again, make it lighter. It's that contrast I'm talking about.
Let's see, do I have one that's a little whiter? That one's a little cleaner. Okay. I'm gonna need a absolutely white blending stump here real soon. This is what makes these tractors look so good in black and white charcoal. These big white sections here on the side. You know, they got carried over to the 66 series, the white stripe ones, before they switched to the black stripe. I think that was the order it went in. I could be wrong on that. It seems like that would be the case. Bearing pretty hard here with this white pencil. I want this to be really white. Okay. All right, let's see if I can find, I got a brand new piece of sandpaper here. We're going to find a blending stump that will suit. Something that's already sort of clean. I'm going to clean it off even more. That's a good sign. It's putting white off. That's a good sign. So I think clean it off.
I'm doing my best not to hit anything black with this.
Okay, now there's one little section in here between the white and black. That's not even between the white and black, it's between the white and gray.
dog's over here. I gotta watch him. He's having some issues with his liver, and it's going to his brain, so he's not always thinking straight. He's got this new thing where he likes to get behind things and get stuck. And I see him trying over here. He's good for now, but I've got a little memorial set up over here with some of my dad's stuff on it. For some reason, he likes to climb in there and knock all that over. It's got some of my dad's ashes in an urn there, and I knocked all that over the other night. So if you see me turn off the stream here for a second, or just the stream goes dark, it's probably why. He's probably destroying something. Hey, come here. Yeah, don't knock anything over. Go somewhere else. All right, go somewhere else. Oh, he's 8 years old. He's starting to get a little worn out, I think. Lack of better terms. So, no, don't go back in there. Go somewhere else. Oh man, new medicine's not working yet, is it? Yeah, that's good. Good boy. Stay right there. It's kind of heartbreaking to watch his brain fade away. He's still extremely happy, and he's still with it most of the time. Then suddenly he'll just have the urge that he needs to knock things over, and you can just see things in his brain switch, and now he's knocking things over. So, been dealing with him for a few weeks in the vet, and got some medicine, but it has not helped yet. Poor guy. I got my other dog over here who's just sitting here sleeping like a champ. Oh, what's up? Asher Hollett. I hope I pronounced that properly, correctly. How you doing today? Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, this channel's still relatively small. You know, it was I had it growing last fall pretty well, and then I got burnt out and stopped growing. And it's starting to grow again. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the progress we got. It's not, not a money-making YouTube channel yet. I hope it to be someday, but it is. It's fun. Hope it's slightly educational or entertaining at least, and we're growing, little bits at a time. It all takes time. But very happy to see the progress. So appreciate my fans being as loyal as they are watching. I do have some really good fans. I got people that are pretty interactive most of the time. Saturday morning does not seem to be the day for that, but all right, that's looking pretty good. You did. I don't remember what that's a response to. You did. You did. Referring to burning out, yeah, I put too much time in. I was trying to do too much too quick. At one point I was doing 4 drawings a week, each drawing taking 3 or 4 hours, along with a 60-hour full-time job most weeks. It got ugly. Could feel my brain melting down, almost like my dog over here. Oh, you said your name right. Okay, good. I'm glad. Sorry, my mind was not there at all. I'm glad. All right, so if you're just joining this live, I'm drawing a Farmall 806.
This tractor was
bought brand new, from my understanding, by the guy that seated on it when he was 25 years old. Now, I don't even want to pretend to guess how old this guy is, but he's older than 25 now. I'm figuring this tractor's, what's this, late 60s, early 70s? I don't know when the 806s came out. These guys have spent a lot of time together. So his son reached out to me and said he'd like it drawn for a birthday gift. Don't tell him. And that's where we're at. This is one of those where the drilling, I got a request and I started drawing it pretty quickly. Most of the time, there's months between the time. Oh, he's back in there again. There's months between the time when I get the image and when I actually have time to draw it. But this one here, I really like the white on the tires, and it really set it off. So, what am I going to do with that dog? Hello, Agent 1, Ag 1. How you doing? When I first started working with the charcoal and the white pencil, I was completely blown away and amazed at how much can be done with just these few colors, two shades. Just really can do amazing things with them. Definitely my own worst critic. I see all the flaws in my drawings, like everyone. And I really like working with charcoal. I really do. Alright, let's finish this out here a bit. So I guess 2 or 3 streams ago, I was all the way through the stream and watched the playback, and there was no audio. Nobody mentioned it to me. Like, everybody's just sitting there, there's no audio. You can clearly see my lips moving, right? But nobody said a word. I was using new software and a new computer and forgot to enable the microphone in one way.
Just screwed it up. Seems like it's working today, though. At least better than it was that day. Alright, let's move into tire, front tire. Where everything in here is washed out, there's no details left in the tire at all. I gotta kind of add a few and leave out a lot that's not there. Squeaky, squeaky. Yeah, that's one of the spots there that just like, I didn't see it coming, but there it is. It just, that shape popped out for me. Right here. Let's do it. Alright, find my white blender again. I'm going to blend this while I'm here.
All right, both chats, YouTube and TikTok. Tell me where y'all's from. Let me know where we're dealing with here.
Wish I could draw as good as you. I can only draw logos. Well, what's interesting is I sometimes struggle with logos and like the graphic arts side of this. I'm pretty good at drawing machines, but like anything that would actually make me money, I struggle with. So.
I don't think I could ever be an actual graphic artist. Alright, so here I'm just finding the spots that are the darkest in this tire, and I'm putting them in kind of black, and then we'll go a little lighter. See, I'm going lighter now here for this, and there's white here. Overlapping that just a little. Not putting as much pressure down, not going over it as much. Just try to get a little bit of a gradient here. Not too worried about blending yet. The blending stump will take care of that. Putting a little more shade down here than what we see. Going through here and just adding a little bit of different texture. Okay. The rest of this I'm going to cover in white. Trying to do the shape of the tire. I'm just going around it as I'm going instead of just straight lines. Doing a little bit of a curve. And I'm kind of pulling up the pressure down here at the bottom too, because I want it to show as being a different shade. Alright. Start here in the dark section and fade out. At the bottom now, I'm just pulling up. Okay. I'm looking forward to this grill, but I'm also nervous of the grill. We're almost there. What do you guys think so far? I'm pretty happy with it so far. I think we're done with our cover paper here. And this is just tracing paper, so you can see through it. If I was doing this at home, I'd probably just use like some cheap paper instead of tracing paper. But doing it on the live, I want to make sure you guys can see through there a little bit. Just fill in a few details here that I missed. So I want to put a shadow back here.
we'll finish that up here in a little bit. Okay. I guess it's time to move on to the grill. Whether I want to or not, I think it's time. It's the hardest drawing you've made. It is a it's a drawing I did of my dad and my brother. It was two tractors. My brother asked me to draw it. It was after my dad passed away. He wanted a picture. The picture actually ended up in the Hook magazine, I think it was, of them. They were doing team pulling, you know, where you hook two tractors to the same sled and pull on a double tree. And at the end of it, they were coming back through the pits beside the announcer's booth, and the announcer asked my dad a question. I forget what it was, and my dad held up two fingers. If you're hearing that siren in the background, it's not an air raid or anything. It's our normal weekly tornado test, I think. I hope it's not a real tornado. It's a tornado siren test. Anyway, my dad did that picture, and as he did that, the photographer at the place snapped a picture from behind of my dad and my brother. My brother's tractor's up kind of in front, my dad's in the back. And anyway, it's a really good picture, and I drew it, but it took forever to get that one done. It was fun though. I had fun with that one. I really did have fun with that one. It's one of those where it was hard in a few different ways. One, it was technically hard. My dad was wearing a shirt that day, and this siren's really annoying. My dad was wearing a plaid shirt that day, and well, plaid drilling charcoal is just tough. So you got that, and then there was the emotional side of it. You know, I'm drawing a picture of my dad for my brother, and it kind of took a lot out of me. So, other than that, I did an Oliver, I think it was an 1850 with a baler in a hayfield. That one was difficult because not the tractor. The tractor was easy to draw. It turned out really well. And the difficult part was the hayfield. I never want to draw a hayfield again in my life. So many little, little dots everywhere. So if I never draw a hayfield again, I'll be all right. Will you play Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash? No, I won't. I'm drawing. I don't know if you saw that on the screen, but I'm drawing today. I'm not playing music. Also, I'm recording on YouTube, and if I put music like that on here, I'll get a copyright strike, and then I'll never make it big on YouTube. So, okay, siren works. Y'all can stop testing now. I don't know if it's coming through as strong on there as it is in person, but gosh, it's pretty strong here in person. Yeah, Dad rest in peace. Yep. I got right there. That's my dad. We have similar styles and hats. And this is interesting. I'll just show you guys this. This is my dad's urn. It's actually a drink shaker. My brother made this for me. It's got my dad's hat on top of it that he would wear with the pin off of his old hat, and then we got a sticker on the side of it. That's it. He was a big Farmall guy. He spent a lot of time on old M's and MTAs.
he was a farm mechanic, so he worked on a lot of stuff, you know, John Deere's and International's newer stuff, Case IH, Allis, but the old Farmalls, that's what he played with. The tractor puller, and yeah, that's that. It's a good question though. Hardest thing I've drawn. I've done a few. I did one just recently that had it was a Farmall 400, I think it was, and it had a hay wagon behind it, and the picture that I was working off of was from when that tractor was brand new in 1954. And that one was difficult because it's the same thing: hay field, hay bales, all kind of the same. Pain in the butt to draw. But I like to challenge myself, so stuff like that. This one here's actually got a level of difficulty too. This, just because of the guy on it. This grill is a little bit different than other Farmalls, so I don't have any experience with it. It's good stuff. Anyway. All right. What time's it getting to be? I don't know what time it is. Let's see. Oh, 10 o'clock. All right, so we've been drawing now an hour on here, an hour and a half before, so 2.5 hours in. And here we are. This might get difficult here, all these little holes. Keeping them from smudging might just be difficult. I also want to make sure I have the right amount of holes in that thing, because if not, that's something that people will notice. Like when you're drawing the grill of a Jeep, you gotta make sure you got 7 holes in there, because people will notice. I think I got the right amount. We're going to say it's the right amount and let people correct us if it's not, but I think it is. Getting close to finish this one, that's for sure. Not a lot more to do here. Just this front tire over here, which is the pretty easy part. And a few little details I want to add in. All dark under here. Gap under there. Don't want to mess that up. Some light reflecting behind. I was wondering what's going on there. The paper looked thin, but it's just the way the light's hitting. Scared me for a second though. Shoot, did I just waste all my time on a piece of paper that has a hole in it? It's not. Here's my hat into the frame. I saw it. I saw it. Do you do John Deere? You know, I do occasionally. John Deere is kind of risky though, because as a company they like to sue people for using their copyright and trademark stuff, so I don't do too much of it. It's got to be the right thing to do. I've done a few. Just got to be very careful with that. I don't I don't want to get sued by John Deere. They got a lot more money and lawyers than I do. When drawing something that's inspired by John Deere, I always try to change it enough that it doesn't quite look like a John Deere. You know, might have a few generic features, but it's not. It's not a John Deere when I finish it. Something different. You know, it's just a generic green tractor at that point. Yeah, that's a nice looking 806 Clem. I thank you for that. It turned out really good. Some shadow under here. this light shining through here is really messing with me. I'll tell you that. It's really messing with me. Seeing what I missed here yet. Y'all see anything? I think I'm done. Last piece. There it is. She's done. What do y'all think? I think it turned out good. When did you start drawing pictures? I've been drawing tractors my whole life. You know, ever since I picked up a crayon, one of the first things I started drawing was tractors. Tractors and baseball players. That's what I drew mostly. About 10 years ago, I got a tattoo. I can't really show it because it's blocked here. It's a guitar with a cross up on the top of my arm. And while I was watching the tattoo artist draw, I guess it was 12 years now, I was watching the tattoo artist draw it, and I thought to myself, that looks like fun. I bet I could do that. I went home and I kind of took his style that he was doing, and I put it to paper. And sure enough, the first pictures turned out pretty good. And then I just kept growing from then. I got about, I guess, 8 years ago or so, maybe. What year is it? No, it was 9 years ago. I got burnt out. I tried to do it somewhat professionally and tried to start selling my work, and I took on too much too quick,
and completely burnt out to the point where I didn't want to draw anymore. I then moved from Pennsylvania to Nebraska. I drew one picture since I got to Nebraska, and once again I couldn't bring myself to draw. I was burnt out on it. And then last summer I started drawing again. So in reality I've been drawing 38 years, but out of that I've probably only been drawing about 4 or 5 years total combined. So that's it. Do you ever draw semi trucks? I do draw occasional trucks. Looks great, thank you. I occasionally draw semi trucks. To be honest though, it's not a focus I have. If you haven't seen, I think her name is Miss Flatbed Red. She draws semi trucks, similar style to my stuff, except for she's really good. She does it professionally. She does a lot with colors. I don't do much in color anymore. It just takes too much out of me to do color. I'm planning on doing another one. So y'all go check out my art. Okay, I'll have to go check out your art. What type of art do you do? Tell me that. All right, so let's see. This is what a reference photo, and that's what we ended up with. Honestly, I think it's pretty good. It's good enough for me. So with that said, I'm going to be ending my stream here. Do me a favor, go over to YouTube if you're not on YouTube currently. Subscribe to my stuff and leave me some comments over there. That'll help. Still growing that channel. Leave me some comments here on my stuff. Watch my stuff. Appreciate each and every one of you. But that's my drawing for today. Farmall 806, and she turned out good. So, tractors and trucks. I'll have to check you out, bud. Go ahead and let's see. There, I went and followed you so that I can check you out after this. All right, guys, that's all I got. Hope that was good enough. Appreciate each and every one of you. Y'all have